that was kind of the direction that I feel God has led me, is to tell those kind of stories, but combine them with the Bible study. And that was
Yeah.
just the direction that I really felt he wanted me to go. And so that's why I do more of that than I do of the comedy. But I still do comedy, but I'm doing it mostly in churches.
Well,
I'm studying
tell
church
now
more.
that you mentioned that, tell me one of your favorite Bible stories that you have a takeaway on a teaching
Um,
opportunity from a funny story.
okay, my favorite one, I've got a couple of them, but my favorite one is the one where Lazarus is in the tomb, and Jesus says, "Come forth," and Lazarus comes out of the tomb. And we have all of these years, we have pictured him coming out of the tomb, um, just sort of floating out, you know, just we just picture it as being so beautiful. But it's not. He was bound from head to toe. So when I'm telling the story, I'll say, "Here's how he came out of the tomb." And I hop, I bounce out, because that's the only way he could have come out of the tomb. He bounced out of the tomb. And the reason I know that is because Jesus immediately said, "Loose him, take all the bindings off of him," because he was having to hop out. Would you picture that? That's hilarious. I mean,
You are right.
it is. It's hilarious. I do a whole thing about Martha Stewart and Martha in the Bible. I
Oh,
have a
funny.
whole thing about that, and about how, this is how Martha was, and this is how Mary was, and and I use a lot of Martha Stewart stuff in it, and I talk about how what a horrible housekeeper I am, and so I tell some of my housekeeping stories, of things that just stuff I've gotten into trying to. It's dangerous to clean house and cook, and I just don't do much of it. And so, I try to keep myself from doing that much. So
Well, speaking of that, we need to get you to our church because we're starting to get our
I'd
women's
love
program
to.
back up, honey. So
I would
that
love
being
to.
said, I always put up a little a title, like a third down title, a third up,
Yeah.
and put contact information. So do
Yeah.
share with us how to get in touch with you.
It's Debbie Childers, DebbieChilders 1975 at Gmail. Debbie
Okay.
Childers 1975 at Gmail.
How about do you have a website?
I am working on it. I have one. It's just called Debbie Childers Comedy. It's I'm revamping it now, but you can still go there. It's got
Okay.
a lot of the videos and everything on it. And then I have a channel on YouTube's Debbie Childers Comedy on YouTube.
Okay.
And I also have a Debbie Childers Comedy Facebook page.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Yeah.
so,
Well, honey, people
yeah, you
love
can go
that.
through all
People
that.
love to
And
laugh.
we're in the process of working on we also have a Bible study website, Facebook page called The Reality Group. Reality. We'll put the I in, or you'll end up buying a house. For the last couple of years, I've been a caregiver mostly. So I am right now in the process of getting everything revamped to get back into doing more things.
Well, that's just a season of your life, and you were
It is.
where
It's
you were
the season
supposed
I
to
had to
be.
be in. And
That's right.
now I'm ready to come out of it and do some more things. So.
Good. Well, this is very timely then, so we can
Yeah.
share all about
Yeah.
your comedy and your Facebook and
Right.
you're revamping the website, but still I'm
Right.
sure if we just go to DebbieChildersComedy.com, it'll take us to the new site.
Exactly.
And people love Southern humor. Oh my gosh, people
Oh
love
yeah.
Southern humor.
Yep.
I mean, I tell everybody it's like after church on Sunday when my grandmama would drive us to our kinfolk and say, "Meet your cousin Wee Wee and your Aunt Fanny." And
Yep.
I'm going, who are these
Yeah.
people and where'd they get their names?
One of the funniest things that I have found that I talk about is how Southern people act in a tornado. Southern people are crazy in a tornado. And I've got more tornado stories. I'll move this and see. Looky there. I'll hold it now. Look like I'm some kind of window or something. But it keeps falling over and it get dark again.
I'm gonna get you a ring light.
I know I'm gonna have to do that. We need to do that. When we lived in Georgia, I had a studio, and I had the big lights and the all the things to shade it and keep it off my face and everything. And when we got built, we sold that gigantic house and moved into a little garden home, and I just don't have room for all that anymore. But we do need to get some kind of lighting here. so I can
But Debbie,
do some of
I
that.
love
We're
this.
doing some podcast, and during COVID, when so many churches were closed, we both taught Sunday school every Sunday and did an online Sunday school
Nice.
lesson, and had a lot of good response to that. So, we're gonna start doing some of that kind of stuff.